What's up, friends? Skizzers here, going over a quick basic introduction to Alarak, who is
goes the chain of ascension.
an incredibly high-skilled assassin, who goes by the Chains of Ascension or something like that. So I'm going to go over his skills first, and once again, this is the non-edited release cut, so just whatever my thoughts are going to be. This video is going to be long, so we're just going to go over stuff. Alright, first of all,
Onward.
melee assassin. The attack stuff. Boom, done. Okay, cool. His Q is this like reverse cone, basically. Triangle, you can also call it triangle, or reverse cone. And you click it, there's a delay, and then he attacks and silences the enemy. So boom, this is delay, I gotta turn on cooldowns. So after a 0.5 second delay, enemies in front of Alarak take 3, 8, 4 damage and are silenced for 1.5 seconds. Cooldown is 8, mana cost is 55. So you can just kind of boom, you know, boom. And it has a cool sound and stuff. Alright, his W is the main focus of what makes Alarak crazy good. It's called Telekinesis, mana cost 30, cooldown 12 seconds, create a force pushing yourself and all enemies hit from the target point towards the target direction, deals 105 damage to enemies. Damage is kind of irrelevant, you only use it to set up abilities. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. So, you got this big ol' ass AoE circle deal, you know how it goes. And whatever direction you point and drag is the direction that you will telekinesis them. It doesn't matter how far you drag, so this is the same as this, and I can demonstrate that. So I'm just gonna pull it in real tight. Goes all the way out to there. Okay, pull it all the way forward, all the way out to there. So it doesn't matter how far you pull; it's always the same distance. So if you're walking towards somebody, you can just quickly hit W, click, and just do a slight turn of your mouse wherever you initially clicked from, and that'll throw them in the direction you want to go. And this is about as far as I go. I don't play with quick cast, so good luck if you do. I don't really like it; it messes me up too much. So you can just click and drag as often as you would like, and that's just pushing inward. You can push that way. If you select Alt and then you hit W, you will push yourself in whatever direction you are currently facing. So, if you're running away and somebody's like chasing you, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna die, right? And you're like, E, and then you're like Q, and then you're like, boom, and Alt W, like, just pushes you in whatever direction you need to go. So Alt W, the direction you're facing. Right, so those are some basic things for W. I'm going to go over like combinations and everything once I go over the talents. Doing a little bit differently than I did my other videos. So, Lightning Surge, mana 30, cost 30. It won't cost 30 if you use my build. Cooldown 6 seconds, deal 219 damage to an enemy and all enemies between you and the target. 75% of the damage is dealt to the enemy is returned as health. So, you heal from it. Boom, you heal. So, Ogre guys. Help out the tutorial video. Take some hits. We don't have a hero. I don't know if this will count as one, but boom. Yeah, see? Boom. Little bit of a heal. See the number pop up. So a little bit of a heal, and it damages people in between also. So to demonstrate that, I'll go over here, grab these guys, target the one in the back, and you see all the damage numbers pop up for all the different ones. Even though I'm targeting the guy in the back, all the damage numbers happen. That's going to be really useful for combos that we'll talk about later on. So, talents. You're like, what do I build for Alarak? He looks mean and stuff. Like, what do I build for him? So, I personally only ever go 100% sadism all the time. I don't ever reduce it, because I feel like Alarak's strengths are that he can do combos well, and there's 0 point in reducing his damage output when you can do stupid amounts of damage and end up still having utility for your team. The W cast range is already huge. Like, you really don't need this any bigger, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty far from this guy, and I didn't trigger him. Oh, I guess I did. Maybe I didn't. I'm a liar. I didn't trigger him. I think his hitbox is like right there. We're pretty far away. I can pull that guy, like, you know. So, I mean, you can be pretty far away and do this stuff. You can also do it like from around corners and stuff. I don't know if it'll do that. Yeah, so you can push them like around corners and without having to see them. So yeah, so those are the basic abilities. We'll go over combos as we go over. Actually, you know, we'll just go over combos right now. So, Alarak combos. Your standard one for damage is going to be W, so telekinesis towards yourself, okay, and following it up with a Q. So that's just the main combo. Is telekinesis the enemy towards you, and then do a Q. So I'm gonna do it on this big ogre guy. Boom. All right. Simple as that. Q, W, to you, yeah, Q forward. Pretty simple, and you just want to make sure you're doing it fast. So basically, you should be charging up your Q as they're coming in. If you're fast enough at it. So yeah, that's the basic combo, and if you can get it, you want to grab multiple people. You can hit them both at the same time, and that'll silence the heroes for 1.5 seconds, and it's really helpful. You're a lane bully. That's just what you do. You're like a better version of Thrall for lane bullying. So you just spam that E every time it's off cooldown. Like you walk, like you're laning over here, and you're like, all right, yeah, oh, there's the enemy. Boom. Okay, and then you walk away. Like using this, you should never run out of mana on Alarak. Like there's just no way you run out of mana on this hero. So you pretty much have infinite options, right? Because you can just continuously do whatever it is. By the way, it is 1 a.m. when I'm recording this, I believe. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. So I'm a little tired. I might rabble a little bit. It might not sound totally coherent, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can for you guys and give you Alarak combos. Telekinesis is 100% situational in all situations. Your combo might be W in Q. That might be your combo. If you're super sick, you're going to do the full combo, which is WQE, which you pull in the enemies, you Q them, and then you E the back one, okay? So I'll show you what this looks like as a full combo, but it's going to end up triggering a lot more damage that way. So that's all it looks like. It doesn't look like much, but you're Wing, you're Qing, and then you're Eing the back guy, so the front dude still gets hit by it. That way you're doing full AoE damage on your target. And that's just important to do. So those are some basic combinations, but your W can be used in so many situations. If these are enemies, you're running away, you can telekinesis them back, push them away. You could be running away, you can telekinesis yourself. You can telekinesis them to the side. You can telekinesis them to the other side. Telekinesis them at a diagonal. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You have a ton of options with telekinesis, and telekinesis isn't just a combo tool for yourself. It can also be a combo tool for your teammates. So, for example, if a Nova is like dropping her precision strike, right, and it's like right here. Okay, just like follow the mouse cursor, right? So like that's the circle, like right in here. Okay, so like this tree is like the edge of it. And you're like, oh crap, she just like freaking whiffed so hard. Like this is the edge of the circle, it's not gonna grab that guy. You can telekinesis them into the circle and it'd blow up. And you can do that for like a Nova thing, you can do that for just like any hero with AoE. Like Jaina is really good. Like Jaina, drop a blizzard, and she drops it over here and like, you're an idiot, and you're like, don't worry, I got you, and then like she'll still hit her blizzard targets.
I agree with this.
If she Ring of Frosts and you see that, you know, the ring's like right here, okay, like it's just surrounding this ogre guy. Like damn, like she just totally put it right around him. And so the ring's over here, you can just push him into it that way. You can push it into him that way. You can push him into it this way. You know, whatever way works out for you. Telekinesis is super versatile. Those are just some basic examples. I can try to go over some more a little bit later if I remember. So now I'm going to go over the talents I like to choose for Alarak. So, level 1. There's really like no point to any of these talents, but you might as well grab Power Conduit. That's the one I always grab. Reduces the mana cost of Lightning Surge by 10, and the reason we grab this rather than Telekinesis doesn't cost mana anymore is the cooldowns. So telekinesis, you're not really spamming every time it's off cooldown, right? It's 12 seconds. And you might use it, hold on to it, keep it there for a while, then use it again somewhere else. If you grab Power Conduit, your E becomes 20 mana instead of 30, and it's something you're going to be spamming all the time anyway, so it's worth keeping the mana cost down. The difference between the two is, I think, around 30 mana. I know they're the same mana cost, but if you time them and you're spamming E over like 5 of them, and then you spam telekinesis as often as you can, or whatever the math adds up to, 6 or whatever, you get 3 telekinesis and a bunch of these guys. With mana regen included, your E ends up being more cost efficient overall. So we grab Power Conduit. It's just the more cost efficient one. You can grab this if you want, but that seems kind of unnecessary to me. The Power Conduit, always. Alright. You have options here. I've basically stuck with the same build. I've tested a few things, but I've basically stuck with the same build. These are all decent. Increase range, you know. Alarak becomes vulnerable, I don't really like. Discord Strike fails to hit, mana refunded, all that noise. But I like the double cross. Okay, this is what I'm going to be grabbing every single time. So it increases the range of Discord by 25% and also gives you the perpendicular. So, like, people will tell me that the perpendicular is pointless, right? Like, why would you have perpendicular? I've scored a lot of kills with the perpendicular. I've actually won games because I had the perpendicular. But that's really not why you grab it. You grab it for the range increase on this thing. So this is your combo. This combo is really hard to hit if this is as far as your range is, right? So it's pretty much at that little flower point right there, or the grass or whatever. Grab this thing. It's not much more, but it does make a difference, and the perpendicular does help. So there's situations where you might push somebody and drop your Q forward like that, like in that direction, right? So you're still gonna hit this guy, but you're gonna be dropping it in front of you, maybe to hit somebody else. So it gives you some options on your telekinesis. Like maybe you don't want to pull the guy that's right here. You only want to pull him. So we're like, what are you gonna do if you need to pull the one guy? Like you just need to pull him, and there's an enemy here, but you want him to stay where he's at. You don't want to pull them both into you. And there's some situations where, like, you might be thinking right now, like, well, why would you not want to pull everyone into you? Well, sometimes pulling everyone into you isn't a good idea, and you could die from it. Maybe your team's flanking from this side, so you just want to pull in the one guy to kind of disorient him, and this guy will get flanked, and this guy will still kind of be figuring out where the hell he is. So do something like a pull that way, and you can hit him from the side. The perpendicular thing is great for a lot of different options. I like it a lot. So that's always something that I find to be really useful. And like I said, I mainly grab it for the increased range rather than the perpendicular little hits. But they can be helpful, and it's nice to just get additional utility out of a really strong ability. Anyway, level 7. Like I said, we never grab anything that reduces sadism. You can build a completely support Alarak and just reduce the sadism all the way, but that's not what I do. I always grab Chaos Reigns, and it's a quest talent. Each time Discord Strike hits a hero, its damage increases by 3 up to 45. After hitting 15 heroes, increases damage by an additional 45. So you get a lot of damage. You get 90 extra for landing that sucker, okay? So you're at 384, okay? 384 base. And I'm just gonna charge these up real quick here.
I agree.
Alright, quest done, right? So we were at 384, okay? That's what the Discord strike does, default, 384. Click 947. Now this is also with just 100% sadism edition, right? So 100% sadism we'll just round that to 400, even though it's not. We'll just say it's 800 damage. So you're getting like an extra 100 damage basically. I mean, you're getting 90, right? Like that's literally what the quest says. You're gonna get 90 extra, but the 90 is amplified by the percentage base rather than a flat 90 on top of it. So it does increase a little more than 90, but it's I mean, it just makes you do a lot more damage. That's why you get it. That's the only reason you get it. The other ones aren't nearly as good. Heroes hit between your lightning, reduces the cooldown. You don't even need to worry about that. Lightning's not your main source of burst until later, and even then, you want your Discord to be really strong. Anyway, so Chaos Reigns, 100%. Level 10, totally up in the air. It's up to you. Whatever you're feeling it. Both are good at level 10. Just depends on the team comp. So, Deadly Charge is incredibly good if you're thinking you're going to be ganking a lot, or if you think you can use the additional damage to get away from people, or I mean not the damage to get away from people, but use it to either get away. It has a little bit more versatility than Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is a lot better damage-wise, but you also have to think about who you're playing against. So typically I'll grab Counter-Strike if a lot of people are diving me early, or if there's an AoE based character like Kerrigan, right? So Kerrigan's ulti, Maelstrom, when she pops it, it'll proc Counter-Strike. So it becomes very, very useful when Kerrigan or somebody with Burning Rage and all that stuff, like if they hit you at any point during the 1 second, you're gonna deal a crap ton of damage, and you can bait it out pretty easily. There's a lot of times where you can kind of bait heroes into attacking you, and you pop Counter-Strike, and then you're good to go. It's also on 30-second cooldown, which makes it very useful. They're both on very low cooldowns. So Counter-Strike is a more situational grab at 10. I typically grab Deadly Charge because I find I have more use for it. But Counter-Strike's very, very good if there's any AoE target heroes. That'll basically guarantee you a proc, or if you feel like you're getting jumped on a lot, by the time you hit level 10, then Counter-Strike is definitely better. I'm going to grab Deadly Charge for the sake of the level up system, but there's really not a better ulti. Like, you just choose either one. So I'll grab Deadly Charge to show you guys. I'm not going to reset the towns because I already got Chaos Reigns. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'll just show you what Deadly Charge does first. So it's this big old huge long arrow thing of death, and you click it and you charge up. You can change your position at any point. You look really cool. If you spin around, you like have this red mist around you and it looks awesome. And then whenever you hit R, you're gonna charge something. So boom, R, and you charge through, do a good amount of damage, and you're good to go. Now, things to note for Deadly Charge. You do maximum amount of damage regardless of charge time. So you do not need to charge it all the way to here to do max damage, right? So I'll charge it all the way. Boom, 877, right? 877, life restored. Or you can do 877. I mean, it's really short. I mean, there's not, like, it just depends on like distance is just for initiation. The other thing to keep in mind is when you activate Deadly Charge in fog, the enemy does not see you. So if the enemy's over here, and we'll use our ogre buddies here, the enemy's over there and they're like, man, we're gonna gank, we're gonna gank them, and our team's right here, we're gonna gank them. And then your team's like, oh, we can see them because they're sitting under a watchtower and, like, you know, they're really bad at the game. You could be like, alright, ETC, you're gonna dive in here first, right? And you're gonna mosh. And he's like, yeah, hell yeah, I am. So you can just sit here and charge this thing and just have it ready to go. And you can just be sitting there, like, you're pumped. And an ETC comes over here and dives in and he hits the stun. And as soon as ETC hits the stun, you go boom, nail him, he moshes. You, like if he moshed for an ETC combo, you just walk up and attack them and use your lightning, and then as soon as mosh is over, you would Discord strike them for a for a stack of debuffs. But that's besides the point. Just to show that Deadly Charge can be used through objects. It's also very good for escaping. So if you're getting charged, we'll say, like people are chasing you, and you're like, no, I'm gonna die, and you can just go pop telly, go through, and then go behind a wall.
Because I will
It just gives you multiple options. Or in this case, if for some reason there was enemies that were coming this direction, I know this is the well, but you just gotta use your imagination. If somebody was charging you, you could push them back and then just charge over like a gate or terrain or anything. So it has multiple uses, and Deadly Charge ends up being a pretty decent pickup in most scenarios, but you can also pick Counter-Strike, which I can't really show very well, but because I have nothing to proc it with. When I spawn in HotS bot, I can do it, but I'll just show you what it looks like. So it's the good old giant triangle, just like this giant, and or reverse cone if you want to be all special. And basically you click it, become unstoppable, and you're protected for the 1 second channel time. And I'll just read this, I guess. Alarak becomes protected and unstoppable while channeling for 1 second. If an enemy hero attacks Alarak during that time, Alarak sends a shockwave forward that deals 603 damage. Now, remember, you have 100% in addition to 603 damage. So you're actually doing 1206 damage, which can be pretty nutty. So I'll turn on HotS bot, and he'll turn on his little thingy, and I can show you it this way. Let's see, where are you, HotS bot? Pop your E. Puri dog. Puri dog. Being popping no E. Alright. Maybe he'll just attack me at some point, and I can just show you. It should be 12-6. Dog. What is this, yo? HotS. 1206 damage. You saw it there first, folks. So that's basically how it works. You take some damage, you pop this thing, he does his laugh, and then he kills everybody. I'm gonna turn off minions and people. So Counter-Strike is, if you're going for burst, Counter-Strike's just much better, but it's much harder to trigger, so kind of keep that in mind. Like I said, AoE damage, like HotS's E, will proc it. A lot of things will proc it, and you're unstoppable during it, so you have a lot of time to escape and things. It's already 23 minutes into the video. I'm gonna try to clean this up as fast as I can, but you know me, it takes me a while to finish up these videos, especially these unedited ones. They're the best kind. So, I didn't even go over his trait, which is this bar, but Sadism, Alarak deals 100% more ability damage versus enemy heroes. Just means you double whatever number you see, which is great. So you can have any ulti. I'm just gonna reset it again because I like them in a certain order, and I'm weird like that. So boom. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be an instrument of your wrath. So level 13. I'm not a fan of reducing sadism, so I'm not gonna go either of these. Telekinesis damage, like we don't use it for damage, so that's kind of pointless. So we get pure malice. Now this is kind of like an interesting trait, right? Like on Alarak, you typically shouldn't be dying, and 100% extra damage is good enough anyway. But I like to grab pure malice because anytime an ally hero dies, well, they actually just changed it. This used to say anytime a nearby ally hero dies. So they just changed it completely. So it's supposed to be this way. Cool. Anytime an ally hero dies, your sadism bonus is increased by 8%, stacking up to 40%. This bonus sadism cannot be consumed by hasty bargain, which you'll never pick anyway, so it doesn't matter, and it is lost on death. So grab pure malice. Okay, I literally cannot show you how this works. We have no teammates that are dying, so if a teammate dies at all, this number goes up by 8%, which means now instead of doubling, you literally have to multiply that number by 108%. And that goes up to 140. So if you can hit 140 for your ability damage, if your teammates die enough, but you don't want them dying, right? So this could be a completely wasted talent, but there's nothing else here you'll grab, and this actually can give you some utility and some more damage. with that. So Pure Malice is definitely what I recommend going. It provides you more damage, and who doesn't like more damage? So, and you shouldn't be dying as Alarak. If you get really badly caught out, that's that sucks. But if you're in a team fight and you're positioned well, then you're good to go. I'll go over some basic positioning at towards the end of this video. So, Pure Malice, go for it. It's anytime an ally hero dies, you get more damage, and it's very very strong. So highly recommend. I think it's 5 hero deaths, I believe. Yes, because math is hard. So 8 times 5 is 40. So yeah, 5 hero deaths gets you at max. And typically you just kind of like will be your increased percentage will just kind of be bumping as team fights happen, because typically not everyone's going to survive a team fight unless you're snowballing. This also, yes, it does work with Murky, Lost Vikings, and Rexar's Misha. So if any of those die also on your team, you get the bonus. So it's very helpful in that regard. Alright, level 16.
The choice.
Okay, so for start, we ignore the first two because it says reduce, and we don't like the word reduce. Okay, so here's the thing. I personally do not ever pick this talent right here. Increases the healing you receive from damage dealt by 30%, which basically gives you 105% healing. It's good. It's a really good talent. Literally never grab it. I always grab negatively charged, okay? But what I recommend is, as you're getting used to Alarak positioning, and as you're getting used to landing combos all the time, this is a lot safer of a pick, okay? Until you feel really comfortable with Alarak, I do not recommend going negatively charged. Kind of referring back to my Tracer video where I say you should go sleight of hand while you're learning Tracer, because it's one less thing you have to worry about. And then you pick locked and loaded once you're doing really well on Tracer. And if you go locked and loaded, you're going to be doing so much more damage than sleight of hand, but you need to be able to hit the procs, and you need to know how Tracer works in order to land every single locked and loaded proc. So for this, I definitely recommend sustaining power as the initial grab for you learning Alarak, because if you get caught out of position or you need more heals for some reason or whatever, then you're kind of screwed. So I'm just still gonna go over my own build, okay? But there's not much to talk about here beyond it heals you a little more, and it's nice if you're not the greatest Alarak player, but you're trying to still learn how to be the greatest Alarak player, and this is a good learning talent at 16. So I'm going to go over negatively charged though in the video. Increases damage dealt to enemies between you and the victim of Lightning Surge by 100%, but does not generate any additional healing. So this is like stupidly insane how much damage you get. So you grab this, right? It's 100% on top of your already 219 damage, okay? So you do 219 damage, 100% of that. Then I got 4, we'll just round it up, so 440, okay? Or 438, I guess is what it would be. So that's just with your level 16 talent, okay? So the people that get caught in between your target Lightning Surge are taking 400 and, what did I say, 38 damage, okay? And now take that and up it again by another 100%, okay? So now you're talking 800 and like 60 or 870 something damage. It becomes insane. Like, it really does. You're not seeing it on these guys because I need a hero and I don't have another person there. I can demonstrate it on our friendly neighborhood Arthur spot. It's something stupid though. It does like so much damage, and it's really easy to combo with it. There we go. 877 damage. I was actually on point, I think, if that's what I said. So you do 877 damage hitting this guy with your lightning. Now I have toggle cooldowns on, so I'm able to spam that. Realistically, you don't have toggle cooldowns on, but obviously, because when you're playing a game, you don't have that. But anyway, so that's it just does dumb amount of damage, alright? Now here's the cool part. So this is how it combos in so well with you. I'll even turn this off, okay? No toggle cooldowns. If there's enemies here, or if they're like enemy minions, or if there's heroes, you can pull this in, hit that, and then drop an E at anything behind him. You can also, I don't know if I can get him to run away. I just missed my Discord strike, tutorial over. So I'm gonna try to get him to run away towards his gate. You can also get him to get near a building, and you can lightning shock the building and dropping all the damage in the middle. So those are tips that I highly recommend if you're going to go negatively charged, okay? You're doing stupid amount more of damage because it's not 200% of whatever. I guess it's probably the same math, but it might not be. I don't know. I don't want to do math right now. It's 1 a.m. But you get 100% charge on that 219, and then you get another 100% on that number, which was 438, I believe. For a total of 877 at level 20, which is like, it's just so much damage. Now you gotta think like, saying, okay, well you just hit one target, right? It's like, yeah, I just hit one target, but can you imagine walking around the corner and there's 2 guys, and you hit a 3rd one back here? Like, you're gonna do so much damage. It's gonna be insane. And so, when you're thinking about what Alarak does, okay, he's a melee assassin, yeah, but he's basically a ranged assassin. I mean, all of his stuff is based on range. Your typical movement pattern, we'll say, for hitting a combo is pull, hit, lightning, and you kind of just try to walk away from what's happening. You don't really want to be in the fray of things unless you can box in somebody and hit them into a corner or something. So yeah, that's some of the basics. If I have gone over anything multiple times, I'm sorry. This video is already really long. I'm gonna try to close it out here in the next 3 minutes. Level 20. You have some cool options in Last Laugh, which is kind of funny and trolly, and then Hasty Bargain's cool, but we never grab either of those. So your option at level 20 is to just grab the other ultimate. Okay, that's just like what you do. So you just grab the other ultimate, boom. Now you have, they have Deadly Charge, and you have Counter Strike, and we already went over what those do, so now you have both options. So you can Deadly Charge and then Counter Strike. Boom, you got 2 ulti choices. And that ulti just goes on your D. It does not get rid of what your D does. Okay, so all good there. So we'll go over a basic overview again of the talents. I hope that covers most of the combinations that you can do. I'll bring up Arthas bot one more time. I'm gonna just toggle cooldowns and heal real quick. Alright, so I'm gonna toggle in minions, and I'll try to do like a stereotypical combo, like if you're gonna gank somebody, okay? I believe a hero has to hit you, right? Yeah. So, you see Arthas, you might be trying to gank him. You can Deadly Charge from the trees. Hit him. Oh, wow, okay, that was bad. We're gonna rewind that. That didn't even happen. Okay, yeah, so, that's all the talents and stuff. Okay, so there's this Arthas and you want to gank him. That never happened, that other thing never happened. So you're gonna, blink in there, you're gonna pull him towards you, you're gonna hit him, you're gonna lightning somebody behind him. You can start out attacking him a little bit, get him kind of lower. Your E comes back off cooldown, and I'm holding the telekinesis just to guarantee me a kill there. So that's more standard Alarak play, right? So like, instead of hitting, if you notice, I didn't hit my Discord strike immediately because I was gonna miss it. So I waited till telekinesis was off cooldown, and such a big range, I just pulled him into the tip of telekinesis. It works out pretty well that way. I think I can maybe try to aggro him into attacking me, and maybe I can get a better combo off here. I'm gonna try. There you go. That was kind of a use of every ability.
Waste of time and energy.
So we'll just go over the combos one more time, and then we'll go over the talents, and then that's going to end the video. There's a lot more I can go over Alarak, in-depth stuff, if you are curious on super in-depth things of Alarak that I might have just said Artanis or something. I'm sorry, I'm still tired. But if you're feeling pretty good about these basics and you're like, man, I want to learn like in-depth like combos, different situations that Alarak's good for, you can contact me. It's all cool. This is just to kind of introduce you to some basic combinations and some basic ways to play Alarak that you can start working on, and then once you're feeling pretty good, move on from there. So, your basic combo in attacking somebody.
So goes
Pull in,
the chain of ascension.
and remember, you can do it this large of a pull in, you can do it that large, and it's the exact same distance, okay? So you're going to pull in, you're going to Q, then you're going to E. Hopefully there's something behind them to E. If there's not, you can just E them directly. You're still going to do a lot of damage. So you have options with the E. You don't always need to blast somebody behind, but if you do have the option, that's what you want to prioritize. Your ulti is used for initiations or for quick bursts if you can get away from somebody. And your D is to block and do massive damage. Another combination, I showed you some escape combinations for W and R, but you can also, if somebody's chasing you, like if they're coming at you from this direction, from the bottom of the screen to the top, you can telekinesis and do a charge like that, and then get off the charge damage to continue to initiate onto somebody. Once again, just to show you that,
I agree with this decision.
say this guy is the dude who's like coming after us, right? We can, I don't want to push him because it makes me all weird. So if you're running and he's like right behind you, push him and just go right back in like that. Those are options. If you're in a big team fight and it's super crowded and you haven't used telekinesis yet, you can do the same exact thing.
Absolute.
I'm trying to like see how short I can make a charge. I spam it too fast, unfortunately. It's got to charge for a little bit. That seems to be the distance. It's kind of from there to there. But so that's a combination that you can do just like that to kind of pop out. Maybe you dodge an auto attack and you can come back in and score a kill. I know I have done that plenty of times. So I'll do it in action one more time on this guy, then I'll do it on Arthasbot, then we'll go over the talents, and we'll be done. This is going to be a 40-minute video. I hope this information is good and useful to you. There's like, this is just the surface of Alarak. Like, there's so much more. This dread thing is like in front of him. There's so much more to this hero combination-wise, and to increase like your play on him. I could go over so many more different options and stuff, but this video should get you guys started and get you feeling pretty good on Alarak after a good amount of games. And like I said, if you want me to go over more advanced stuff on Alarak, I am more than welcome to make a different video, not going over talents and basic combinations and just going over like different strategies, and I'll include actual gameplay. So basic combo, remember, pull in, Q, E, and then right click or walk away. The initiation isn't always something you can do, and the D is something you can try to do. So I'll just do basic combo. That's basic combo. R basic combo for initiation. R, W, Q, E. And full combo if they're going to attack you. This is also another reason I don't play in quick cast, so I can alternate without activating anything. But that's kind of besides the point. So that was R, W, Q, E, D, and that's another combo. Or you can do the afterwards R charge combo, where you do that, and you kind of do something more in that route, where you kind of walk back for a second and you charge back in. And if they start to run, typically they will start to run, so that's always an option for small burst. Or you can pull them in Q. Your main combo is W, Q, E, like almost all the time, and then you're just going to be harassing with your E. that's your other option for a combo if you think they're going to attack you. So yeah, that's WQED. So I hope that was helpful. I'll turn on Arthas one more time. I'll kind of show you what a lane harass looks like with this hero at level 20, because it's going to be a little easier. So this is just kind of how like lane harass works. I'm going to sit back here, occasionally pull him up, hit him, just click right on him. And so you're just kind of harassing off of your cooldowns, so you're not like losing that much mana. Gonna gain some experience or whatever, and just do a little bit of damage. And you're always welcome to trade blows because you're gonna heal off of the damage that they're doing. So I'll just try to full combo Arthas one more time here. So I'm going to be initiating with R. Actually, I already did the initiation with R. I'm just going to do a regular thing and then try to use R as a follow-up, okay? So, I'm going to wait for him to kill off these minions. I'm going to do that combo. We'll just go over the talent choices. We won't explain them. We'll just go over the talent choices one more time that I go with, and then we'll go from there. And that'll be the end of the video. Pull in.
Only because I do.
There you go. There's actually some good usage of the bush mechanic right there that I just went over. So if I just get rid of the minions, I'll just show you what I did there, in case you missed it. So Arthas was attacking me, and I didn't want him to have vision of me, and I want to be able to use my R one more time. Or I want to be able to use my R without it getting cancelled, because if you issue a move order while this is channeling, it gets cancelled, or if you take damage, it'll interrupt damage from anything. So I was attacking him here, I hit him, and I knew he was going to auto-attack me again, so I walked into the bush, and I did a short-range burst charge, and I got an extra 877 damage, or whatever that was. Not 877, but a very large number. I hit him with. So you all saw it in the video. That's another option for combinations. That's more advanced tactics, but that's just a little taste of something you can do. And I'm just going to reset the talents and go over this one more time. Power Conduit. Double Cross, Chaos Reigns, either ulti, depends on what you want, Pure Malice, negatively charged, but go sustaining power while you're learning Alarak, and alternate ulti. And there you go. So that's it. That's Alarak, and I hope this was helpful. This is a really long video. Sorry if it feels too long and all that noise. I hope these basics for Alarak and a few little advanced tactics can get you guys moving on them. And if you want more advanced tactics, more shenanigans, different options you can use for the hero, let me know. But I hope this guide was helpful, and I'll see you all soon on the Nexus. See you guys later.